Welcome to this demonstration of the Solmetric Data Analysis Tool, which is used to chart and report IV curve measurements performed with the Solmetric PVAnalyzer. The tool is a Microsoft Excel workbook with special features added by Solmetric. You have a wide variety of options for analysis, which can be selected individually or by choosing one of the configuration presets, basic, intermediate, or advanced. This video explains the basic configuration, which is ideal for a quick data analysis in the office or in the field. In a follow-on video, we will explain the intermediate and advanced analysis configurations. Download the Data Analysis Tool free from the Solmetric website. If the data you'll be analyzing first needs to be exported from a PVA project file, also download and install the free PVAnalyzer software. To keep up with newly added features, check regularly for updates. Before getting into the details, here's an overview of the features of the Data Analysis Tool. The Data Analysis Tool displays your data in three formats: a table with the key results of each measurement with special features for focusing your analysis, and bar charts showing how the values of each parameter are distributed, and finally IV curve plots of all of your measurements grouped according to the next highest level of the array tree, for example, strings within a combiner box. This is the home worksheet of the Data Analysis Tool. Here's a quick overview of the controls. With the controls at the top of the page, you tell the Data Analysis Tool exactly which IV curve measurement data to include in your analysis, and you give your analysis a title, for example, the name of the PV system. And with these controls, you choose the types of analysis you want to perform and what charts you want to create. Let's take a closer look. These settings control which types of charts the analysis will create. And these settings control what parameters are displayed in the table worksheet. And these controls are used to translate your measured IV curve performance parameters to standard test conditions or to other values of irradiance and temperature. And in the far left column are the auto configuration controls. These select preset combinations of analysis options from the neighboring columns. Let's take a closer look at the auto configurations. Select Basic to produce a table of the classic PV performance parameters: short circuit current, open circuit voltage, irradiance, temperature, maximum power, performance factor, fill factor, date, and time. Select Intermediate to also see IV curves and histograms, and to include the parameter values predicted by the PV performance model, the maximum power current and voltage, and the model number of the PV module. Select Advanced to include all of the available options, including translation of your measurement results to another irradiance and temperature. In this video, we demonstrate the basic configuration, which is the quickest way to set up and run the Data Analysis Tool. In a separate video, we demonstrate the intermediate and advanced configurations. Finally, these are the controls for running your analysis and generating your report. Next, we'll demonstrate using the Data Analysis Tool with the basic analysis configuration. If the data has not already been exported from the PVAnalyzer software, do that first. Open the PVAnalyzer project file, go to the File menu, and select Export Traces for entire system. When you are advised to browse for a folder, select the location where you want to save the exported data and save it. Exporting creates a folder tree that is a mirror image of the array tree to which the measurements were saved in the field. Each lowest level folder of that tree contains the data from that particular PV circuit. The Data Analysis Tool will read this folder tree and import all of the data. When the Data Analysis Tool opens, Excel may ask you to enable both editing and content, so that the special IV data analysis macros can be opened. These must be enabled in order to operate the Data Analysis Tool. I've opened the Data Analysis tool to the home screen, and I'm going to add my first data set. Click on Add Data Set and find the data that you wish to import. This will be a folder tree that was created when data was exported from the PVAnalyzer software. If we choose the top of that folder tree, we'll import all of the measurement data, but we can also drill down to a lower level, such as an inverter or a combiner, if we wish to import just a subset of the data. I'm going to choose the top level. And after adding a data set, we'll see that the path name to that data set is listed in the upper right corner of the screen. The next step is to give your project a title, which will appear on all of the data displays and in the final report. By default, the Data Analysis tool creates the title automatically when you press Run. If you wish to manually enter a title, simply select that option and enter your title. The next step is to select our analysis options. I'm going to choose the basic configuration of options, which includes only the table of the basic PV performance parameters such as short circuit current, open circuit voltage, and so on. If there are other options that I'd like to include, I can simply select them individually using the checkboxes and filling in the forms as necessary. Prior to running the analysis, it's a good idea to check the data sets, make sure that you have the ones you want, make sure you're happy with the title, and make sure you're happy with the options that you've selected, and then press Run. When the run is complete, the table worksheet appears displaying one measurement in each row. The first several columns show the location of each measurement in the array using the labels of the array tree in the PVAnalyzer project file. The filters at the tops of these columns let you choose which part of the array to display. Immediately above the data table is a statistical summary of the measurement values in each column. In addition to the maximum and minimum values, it shows the mean or average value as well as the standard deviation, which is a measure of the spread of the data values in a particular column. When you change the location filters, the statistics are updated accordingly. In the top three rows, you can set upper and lower limits for the data values in each column. Any cells with values that exceed your limits are shaded yellow, as illustrated in the performance factor column, where I increased the lower limit to 90%. In the row labeled limit type, you can choose absolute limits, for example amps, volts, or watts, or relative limits in percentage deviation from the average or mean value of each column. The limits apply to the entire population of measurements regardless of the settings of the location filters. The initial values of the limits immediately after running the analysis are the maximum and minimum values for each column. Using the limits feature and the location controls at the far left, you can quickly identify any poorly performing PV circuits. Creating your report just involves checking which tables and charts to include and optionally entering any user and client information that you want to appear on the title page. The completed report appears in a new tab in the workbook, and you can add your company's and clients' logos to the title page if you wish, and you can print or save the report as a separate document. These are images from a report. Each image appears on a separate page or pages of the report depending upon the number of measurements. Here they are scaled down to fit in one view. Running the Data Analysis tool in the basic configuration produces only the string table shown at the top center in this slide, but you can also select the histogram and IV curves options before running your analysis. If you have questions after viewing this video, check out the User's Guide located right next to the Home tab in the Data Analysis tool. Also take advantage of the Help buttons, which are located alongside the controls on the home screen. If you have difficulty running the Data Analysis tool on your computer, please contact Solmetric Tech Support at the email or phone shown here. For more information on interpreting your IV curve measurement data and determining possible causes of underperformance, check out the Support tab of the Solmetric website. Also, as shown here, Solmetric offers live online trainings, as well as individual consulting on PV performance diagnostics and troubleshooting. Thanks for viewing this Solmetric Data Analysis Tool video, and please look for the follow-on video describing the use of the intermediate and advanced analysis options.